Hello, today we're going to look at price metrics for the combined areas of Cary, Apex, and Morrisville through the first 9 months of this year pertaining to resale listings in TMLS. One of the reasons that I want to bring this to you is that many of the residents and the practitioners within these three towns think that they are immune to what's going on in the world. Specifically, we know Apple's coming, and that seems to put rose-colored glasses on everything, producing real estate metrics here are not immune, or we're different in this market compared to everybody else. But this report is going to show you that Cary, Apex, and Morrisville are not immune, and they illustrate the similar metrics as seen in Wake County and in the main RTP submarket as well. So the first one we're going to look at is top graph is closed listings by month. You can see January, typically lowest, and then February. Closings peaked in June. When you look at a closed listing metric, you can see that they're typically 30 to 60 days behind. So June closings were influenced by activity in April, which really was before the brunt of residential mortgage rate increases were felt. So part of this is seasonal. Historically, you're going to see a peak in June, and we've gone down each month to September. One of the things we've always wanted to we have an undersupply of housing in Cary, Apex, and Morrisville, and in all the triangle. One of the things we want to see is resale listings increase, and it did up until June. We topped out at 482 resale listings, but now they've gone down dramatically between July, August, and September. Some of that is seasonal, but there's a lot of things behind that, like, hey, why should I put my resale house on the market because I've got a great mortgage rate? It could be 3%, it could be 4%, so you're talking about 3 to 4 basis points in a mortgage, which is a significant amount of money. So those are headwinds for the resale market. Those headwinds do not help us in terms of improving our undersupply of housing. Next graphs we're going to look at are average price metrics. The top graph is average sales price per month. Bottom graph is average sales price per square foot per month, and this is the one that I really want to pay attention to in terms of what it states. In May, the average in the three areas was a little over 686,000. The PPF peaked in April at 268. Once again, if you go back 30 to 60 days, this was indicative of market activity in March and April. But look what's happened. The average has gone down each month. It went from 686 to 657 to 608, went up a little bit in August at 614, and now down in September to 602. So if you compare May to September, that is a decrease of 12% over a 5-month period. So that's a pretty decent decrease in terms of that metric. If you look at April 268 versus September 243, that's 9% over that 6-month period. So one of the things I want to emphasize when I'm talking about this, if you're doing your CMAs and you're selecting comparables in March, April, and May, you're really going to have to make negative time adjustments. This graph clearly illustrates that price metrics have trended downward since then, specifically due to increasing mortgage rates. So if you have comps within the first most recent 90 days, if you're doing one, this is recorded in October, if you got comps within 90 days, you should be okay. But if you're in a subdivision where you have comps back in March, April, and May, or your seller wants you to use those as comps, you're going to have to make negative time adjustments for that. Next graph we're going to look at is average days on market by month. Top one is listings with a status of closed. Bottom one is a status of pending. Not much difference here. If you're really seeing a change in terms of what's going on in the market, you're going to see this jump up. So this is 26 versus 23. That's not that big of a deal. This is 24 versus 16. I would anticipate as we get into the fourth quarter, the spread between these two lines is going to widen. Last one we're going to look at is three graphs regarding resale price metrics. The top one is the sales to list price ratio for resale housing without a price change. The middle one is the sales to list price ratio for resale housing with a price change. And then the bottom one is the percentage market share of this graph up here. Again, this will show you where the peak in the market was. March, April, and May, we all topped out at 111, 111, 110. And since 110 in May, we're down to 101. in September, which is really closer to the historical norm, which has been about 98%. So I'd anticipate this 100% to go, this 101% to go down to that level in the fourth quarter. If you did have a price change, 96% in April was the peak, and then it went down to 91 in September. So it's a 10% haircut. Here's the most illustrative thing. If you go back from January to June, 76 to 85% of resale listings in Cary, Apex, and Morrisville sold at or above original list price. That's just a stunning statistic. But look what's happened since then. You went from 76 to 56 to 40% to 34% in September. So I'd anticipate that's going to drop down to between 100 and 110%. So I hope this has been illustrative and informative in terms of what's going on in Cary, Apex, and Morrisville. If you'd like more information, please subscribe to the TAR reports, where information on Cary, Apex, Morrisville, and other submarkets within Wake, Durham, Orange, and Johnston County are available for subscribers.